What's the story, Morning Glory? What is the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 16. Let me start off with the positive. Mitch's nieces, absolutely adorable, so precious. They were the highlight of the entire episode. Now let's get into the mess. First of all, I want to talk about the length of the show. I think it's just way too long. Every single episode is 2 hours, and there's not even that much going on most of the time. For example, like in this episode, we saw Mitch and Kristen talking in bed. We saw Mitch and Kristen talking on the couch. And they're not really saying anything different from what they said when they were talking in the bed. A lot of repetitiveness. It's just too much. The show Amazing Race, people are traveling all over the world. They're doing a million competitions. There's like 10 different teams, and they can do all of that in 1 hour. Why does it take 2 hours to show us whatever on Married at First Sight when you only have four couples? You only have four couples, and I'm sitting here watching this mess for 2 excruciating hours. All we need is 1 damn hour. Please take out the mess. I did need to see Kristen running around chasing her damn dog so that she could clean his snout, his nose, his folds, or whatever you want to call it. I did not need that. Another bore fest. Justin and Alexis. There's too much conversation and nothing really significant is being said. Now, it's not just those couples, it's all these couples. And I know it's not their fault. It's the fault of the show, the producers, the editors, whatever. We don't need 2 hours of this show. I think 1 hour, an hour and 30 minutes tops should be suffice. Okay, so let's get into it. Now that my rant is over, let me get on to another rant. Stasha and Nate. Where do I even start? Okay, Stasha and Nate. Okay, Stasha, girl, I thought you had thrown away the love-o-meter. You found your love-o-meter, you dusted it off, and you brought it with you to dinner because when they were having their very last dinner together, she asked him, "So, where are you at on your love for me? What level are you at?" And I'm thinking to myself, girl, are we really doing this again? Are we really doing this again? Because, Stasha, I understand that you want reassurance that he's going to fall madly, head over heels in love with you at some point in the near future. We get it. We get it. That's all that we want. We are in a long-term significant relationship. We totally understand what you want out of it. But this constant badgering, asking him, nagging him about how much do you love me now? Are you going to love me in the future? When do you think you're going to love me? Will you ever love me? Girl, I am so sick and tired of that because he keeps telling you over and over again, he cares for you. He cares for you deeply. He has a lot of affection for you. The door is open for love. He's not afraid of falling in love with you. It's just a moment of waiting for it to happen. Now, she got on his case because he was not using the tools that Dr. Pepper has suggested whenever they get into an argument or when they have conflict with one another. Dr. Pepper has suggested that they hold hands and talk it out. Look deeply into each other's eyes and talk it out. Well, when they had their argument at their last dinner, he walked away. So later on, when they're in bed, they're going over their conversation at dinner, and she tells him that you did not use your tools. And I'm thinking to myself, girl, you're getting on his case for not using his tools, but you're not listening to Pastor Cal because Pastor Cal, every single season, will preach that love is not a feeling, love is an action. It's how you treat someone that shows love, not the feelings that you get. So her constantly badgering him, do you feel love for me? Are you in love with me? Are you going to love me? Do you love me now? It's like, girl, he's showing you acts of love. He talks about how he's affectionate, how he's cuddling with her, hugging her, holding her, like physical. There's a lot of physical touch between them. He tells her how much he cares for her. All of this stuff that he does, she's completely overlooking it because he has not said to her, "Oh my God, I'm so in love with you, Stasha. My love for you is so deep and it's so burning, burning hot. I just don't know what I'm going to do with myself." That's what she wants him to say because I don't know if she reads a lot of romance books or watches a lot of romance movies on Lifetime. I don't understand. But girl, what more can you ask for? He doesn't know you. You don't know him. Y'all have been in this 2 months. Most of the time, you have a camera crew in your face, and he's still letting you know, I'm in this. I'm here for us. I'm not just going through the motions. When they were at dinner, he shows her the tattoo. He holds up the tattoo that they had gotten together. He's like, "Does this look like I'm just going through the motions? I got a damn tattoo on my damn hand to show you that I'm committed." And like, girl, he got a tattoo for you. He got a tattoo for you. What more do you want from this man? And for him to tell you, I'm open to falling in love. I'm open to all of that with you. I'm open to committing my life with you. That door is wide open. Like, what more do you want? Why don't you just take a chance, take a risk? Because we all do that, when you're in a relationship, when you're in love, we're all taking risks. We're all taking chances. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. So just take this chance. I'm pretty sure before they got into this conversation, I have a feeling that there was a very strong possibility that Nate would have said yes on decision day. Now I have no idea. Now I don't know. Most likely he'll say yes, but I just don't know. And what else do I have to say about her that really got on my nerves? Oh, okay. Yeah. Another thing. When she talks about how, well, it worries her that he has never been in love before. I don't understand what the big deal is about that. He's 30 something years old. I think he's like 35 or something. He's never been. What is the big deal about that? For him to come on a show, provided that, he's on here for legit reasons, for him to come on a show where it's getting married at first sight, doesn't that kind of let you know that he wants to be in a committed relationship? He wants to fall in love. So that the fact that she uses that he's never been in love before, she uses that against him, that bothers the hell out of me because I'm like, what difference does it make? Love is supposed to be, you can't, if you want to go with what the majority of the people believe that love is a feeling, it's not something that you can necessarily control. You don't wake up one day and say, okay, today I choose to be deeply in love with this person. It's something that just kind of comes over you, right? It's just sort of like 1 minute you're like, oh my God, I think I'm in love. So don't get on his case because that feeling has never naturally materialized within him with whoever he has been with in the past. You might be the one to make that happen. I don't understand why the people on this show cannot just live everyday life like they're dating, even though they're married, but live everyday life like you're dating, getting to know each other, doing fun things instead of, I feel like we were still within the first month when they were already asking each other, so what are you going to say on decision day? Like, I don't know you. I don't know what the hell I'm going to say because you're still a stranger to me. I don't know if I want to commit my whole life to you. I don't even know who the hell you are. So I feel like Sasha, this anxiety that she has, or this fear or panic that she has that this man is never gonna fall. Girl, just take a chance. If it doesn't work out, girl, you will not be the first couple to call it quits after decision day. Okay, but just take a chance on it. Just enjoy it for what it is. If she was gonna have issues with Nate, I don't think her issues should have been, do you love me? Where are you on the love scale? What does my love-o-meter say? Or what does your love-o-meter say? I think that she should have had more issues with maybe his maturity level. Maybe she should have had issues with could he be a good provider? He's a day trader. She makes significantly more than he does. I guess it's not an issue for her, but does he have, because to me, day trader just doesn't seem like a sustainable career. It's like something that you would normally do on the side just to bring in some extra income. So that's what I would be more concerned about if I was going to spend my life with someone like Nate. And then, of course, the whole thing with his mother, is he committed to going to counseling to deal with those issues of his mother abandoning him? So, yeah, I just felt like she really needs to just be patient with him, allow these feelings to kind of develop more naturally, more organically, and not to be so, I don't know, so crazy. And then when they were in bed, in one of the final scenes for them, when they were in bed, she asked him, "What do you enjoy about being married to me?" And I think she was expecting him to use the word love, but instead he says to her, "I like the friendship aspect of our relationship." And it looked like she didn't like that answer. To tell you the truth, I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that because if he sees her as a friend, of course it can be construed as he doesn't have romantic feelings for her. But he proclaimed that he has, he cares for her, he's affectionate with her, he's open to falling in love with her. So I don't think Nate sees her just as a, one of the homies. So I think that for him to feel like he's comfortable enough around her to see her as a friend, for them to have a friendship, I didn't see anything wrong with that. He did apologize for his emotional outburst at dinner because at dinner he was getting really, really frustrated with her because he says this is like a repeat conversation where she's constantly badgering him about, how does he feel about her? He got so upset he got up and he walked away. And, like I said before, her whole thing is like he doesn't have this burning love for her. And it's like, I don't think any of these people do. I think the only couple that I can say right off the top of my head, and there could have been more, but the only couple that I could say where the guy was like head over heels in love immediately was the New Orleans episode with Woody and Imani. Woody and I think it was Amani. Woody and Amani. I think that couple, Woody, he was like smitten by her from day one, and I think that maybe some of the people that have watched that season want that for themselves. They want a Woody because Woody, he was like, I love you. I'm in love with you. I want to be with you. I want to have babies with you. This is it for me. So I think, but you can't use that as something to compare your husband with. Woody was like one in a million kind of situation. But anyways, moving on from them. I didn't go step by step, detail by detail of what the hell was going on with them, but it is what it is. Let's talk about Alexis and Justin. I'm never happy with Alexis and Justin. They never, ever, ever, ever make me happy. I get a lot of anxiety watching Alexis and Justin. The problem with them, and I have notes and have very detailed notes about them, but I just don't have the time because this show is too damn long. I'm going to just give you like a synopsis of a synopsis. Okay, the thing with Justin and Alexis to me is that it's so obvious that she's not attracted to him. I'm so sorry that I have to say that, but I don't think she's attracted to him. I think that she's going to use that. Oh, you know what? Look, I wouldn't be surprised if Alexa said yes on decision day because she wants to look like the good guy. She doesn't want to look like somebody who ran away from a good man. So she's probably going to say yes on decision day just for stunts and shows. And then I'm pretty sure soon after that, I'll give him about 6 months or less. They're going to be divorced. So her saying yes on decision day is not going to blow me away. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe she said yes. I'm just going to be like, let's start the clock. Let's wind it down. It's countdown to divorce. Because I don't think they're going to stay long after that. Because Alexis, I think, wants something different and she wants something more. She already has commitment issues. Okay, she's commitment phobic, but she gets on a show called Married at First Sight. But she is commitment phobic. Her mom even told her that. She always says that usually when it doesn't go her way, she's a runner, she's a track star, she's out of there. But because she's on this show and she has to make it to the end to get her check, she's going to stick around until the very end. The most interesting thing about this particular segment for Justin and Alexis to me was when they were having dinner. She asked him, well, what do you want from me? And he said, well, I want you to show attraction. What did he say? Let me get his words exactly right. No, he says, I want you to make me feel more desire. Like she needs to show that she desires him. He wants her to also initiate intimacy. He doesn't want it to be on him all the time. And he said that if she can show more desire, basically attraction, and if she can initiate some intimacy, then he'd be more willing to be this, animalistic monster that she's looking for, somebody who is, very dominant and controlling. He'll be able to do that if she can show some attraction and let him know that She wants him physically as much as he wants her, which I'm pretty sure she's not doing that. So, and then she says to him that it wouldn't be so bad if they remained friends. It wouldn't be so bad if they remained friends. She keeps talking about how she's not sure what she's going to decide on decision day. Um, Oh yeah, when they had their group activity, I also want to mention this. I'm kind of like going all over the place, but when they did their group activity, when they got on the go-karts, I noticed that everybody's go-kart had the people, the driver and the passenger sitting side by side, but with Alexis and Justin, it was the seats where one was in front of the other. So he was sitting behind her and she was sitting in the driver's seat. And I wonder why it was like that. I wonder if that's the only car that was left or if either her or him chose that particular go-kart. And I wonder who made the decision of her driving instead of him, simply because she wants somebody to be more dominant. She wants him to be more dominant. But then she took over the wheel, or she ended up being in the driver's seat and not him. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't got much to say about these people other than who knows what they're going to decide. But when she said to him, I'm open to us still being friends or us just remaining as friends. He kind of looked at her and I could literally hear his thoughts. I could literally hear them through my television, where he was basically saying to her, in his head, girl, I gave up my damn dog for you. Are you talking about us just being friends? Are you crazy? Moving on to Miguel and Lindy. It wasn't much Miguel and Lindy. Still the same issues. He has an issue with her outbursts, her emotions being out of control. He doesn't know how to deal with that. He doesn't know if he's the man for her because he cannot deal with that. So maybe she needs to find a man who is okay or who can control her better. I have no idea. Because of the fact that I feel like there's nothing really, I'm not saying that there's nothing really wrong with Miguel, but because I feel like, okay, because she's the one since day one, she's been committed. She's been all in. She wants to stay married. She doesn't want to get a divorce. She wants them to stay together forever because she says this is a marriage. And but he has a lot of issues with her, and I feel like she's just trying to grab at something to be like, hey, it's not just me that has problems, you have problems too. And the only thing that she can really think of is to point out that he's controlling. And so, he's always kind of shocked and baffled when she calls him controlling, because he's like, I don't really see myself as controlling. And she says, yeah, but you are. And then he says, well, I don't like demand you or give you ultimatums to do things. And she says, well, there's more than one way to control someone. And she thinks that she's like absolutely hit the jackpot with her explanation. She's like, you can control someone just by saying, I don't accept you as you are. I think her labeling Miguel as controlling, I don't know what the word is, but I think it's kind of like she's minimizing. That's what she minimizes people who are truly in a controlling relationship. She completely minimizes it because she is cussing up a storm, yelling and screaming at him, but then he's the one that's controlling. I think she minimizes what it really means to be in a controlling relationship where people are like in fear of their partners. And she goes toe to toe with him. Just because, and then her reasonings of why she thinks he's controlling baffles me. For example, because he doesn't like it when she has these emotional outbursts, he doesn't know how to handle her. She says that's controlling because I can't just start screaming and yelling and throwing a tantrum. You're controlling me because you don't allow me to do that or you don't want me to do that. So that's very controlling. That doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't make any sense to me because I don't know. Maybe there are people out there who don't care about that, who would want a partner like that. But I don't think there's anything wrong with Miguel telling her, look, you don't have to go to the extreme like that. You can say whatever you want, convey whatever message you want to convey to me without the extras, without the dramatics. Something else I want to say. Lindy, I got something else to address with you, girl. when they were on their group outing, and the question was asked to Lindy, not Lindy, the question was asked to Kristen and Mitch about how they're doing, blah, blah, blah. And Mitch said that there was still some exploring to do with their relationship. And then Kristen said, well, if he could just verbalize a future and a want to be married, I'm going to say yes on decision day. And so then Lindy, and I know she was asked, so it was okay for her to give her 2 cents. But Lindy says that she has doubts about Mitch and she thinks that Kristen deserves better. I think Miguel deserves better. How about that, Lindy? I think Miguel deserves a whole lot better. Miguel he seems like he's very chill, very laid back, and she's just a bit much. Okay, she's a bit much. I'm gonna keep it cute. She's just a little bit much. Let me see if there's anything else that I want to say about Miguel. Apologizes for the way because okay, so their last supper was at the vineyard, and their previous vineyard outing is when he had gotten upset with her because she was getting distracted. That's another thing because he expresses to her, look, when we're having a serious conversation, I want you to be focused on our conversation and not be distracted. To her, that's controlling. So when they had their last supper at the vineyard again, he apologized. He says, look, I'm really sorry for how I acted the last time. And I'm thinking, why do you have to apologize for that? There has been a couple of times when Miguel has apologized and I felt like he didn't need to apologize. And I don't think Lindy has ever apologized. And if she does apologize, it's very like with a smart mouth, like real snarky. Well, I'm so sorry that I bothered you when I asked you to take a selfie of me. It's one of those type of apologies. So they talk about, so yeah, at the Last Supper, he apologized. He says, I'm so sorry because, it ruined our last visit here. And when he talks about her emotions being out of control, sometimes I wonder if he's just using that as an excuse to really just call this off and not be with her. Because maybe he just doesn't have those feelings for her. And, she's so gung-ho about we're together, we're married, this is for life as far as I'm concerned. And because he doesn't feel the same way and he doesn't want to say, look, I'm just not that into you, he's going to use her emotions as an excuse to not be with her. That's sometimes I wonder about that. I've always wondered about that. Moving on to Mitch and Kristen. I don't even know. Okay, with Mitch and Kristen, where do I even start? He met with his brother, and he said that he's worried about losing himself in the marriage because he says that when he went to his conference, he felt like, his old self again. He felt like single Mitch. And then when he came back home, he was back to married Mitch. So he felt like, when I'm with her, I'm losing myself. I'm not really myself. I guess that's what he was trying to say to his brother. And he plain out said it to his brother. He says, I'm not in love with her. The brother was worried about that maybe you and her could be walking away from a very good thing because y'all have these super, super lofty expectations of what a marriage is or what a relationship is. And because what you have doesn't meet these high expectations, y'all might be missing out on a good thing in one another. So that was a very, very good point. And so the brother suggested instead of giving like a hard yes on decision day, maybe you can give a soft yes. In other words, I'm not quite sure where they were going with this, but whatever advice his brother gave him, he brought it to Kristen, and he says to her when they were having their last supper, he says to her, what if, instead of like, I don't know what the hell he was trying to say. It seemed like he was trying to say, to still stay married but kind of date. Like, I didn't understand what the hell they were going with that. He definitely said he wanted a break. He says, okay, after decision day, he wants to take a few days just to kind of like decompress and just chill out and not be so in this like relationship mode. I don't know. And then he says to her that, what if, we just kind of, I don't know if he's like got to know. Look, all I want to know, are you going to stay married or not? And then we can go from there because I didn't quite understand what he was trying to tell her. And whatever he said to her, she agreed. She was cool with it. And it felt like, she was going to say no because she said that she didn't want to be in a relationship where it was very ambiguous, where they really weren't sure what they were doing or where they were going, like a relationship that was like stuck in a gray area. She did not want that at all. So I didn't understand why she was so agreeable to what he was suggesting. She prefers, okay, Mitch asks if she'll be okay if he chooses to go on with her but not make, okay, that's what he was trying to say. I think that's okay. So I think his whole thing was, yes, let's stay together, let's make it work, let's give it a try, but it's not like, I'm going to be making this huge declaration of love and eternal commitment. It's like, I dig you, you dig me, so let's just see where it goes, kind of thing. And I think that's where she came in and said, that's fine. I just don't want to be in a relationship where it's not really defined and not really clear with what we're doing. But she said she was okay with that. If he's not deeply in love with her, she's cool with that because of the fact that they made so much progress, or he's made a lot of progress. She actually said, I'll take whatever I can take, because coming from where we were at the honeymoon, where he wasn't even attracted to her, to where he now has an attraction for her, she's like, you know what, I'll take what I can take. They like being with one another. Mitch has expressed several times that he likes her company, he likes being with her. And in this episode, he went as far as to say that he loves her and that she's a beautiful person. So he has no problem saying these things to her, which is like a far cry, I guess, from where Nate and Stasha are at. So, yeah, that's the end of my review. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about these people. I have no idea what's going to happen on decision day. I think for all of these couples, it could go either way. And I hope decision day. Oh my God. I know they break it up into like 2 weeks, right? There's only 4 couples. There's no need. There's no need. If there's ever a time to do 1 hour, it would have been on decision day. Instead of doing 2 weeks of decision day, let's just do 1 hour, get everybody out of the way. Or even 2 hours is fine. If there was ever a day that I was okay with a 2 hour married at first sight, it'd be on decision day, as opposed to 2 or 3 weeks of it. I don't need that. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I don't know what these people are going to say. I have no idea. If I have any hope for anyone, for any couple here, believe it or not, it might be. At first, I thought it was going to be Stasha and Nate, but I have no idea, because each week you're like, okay, this couple's gonna make it, and then the next week you're like, oh, forget about them. That couple, that's the one that's gonna make it, and then the week after that, you're like, okay, forget about them. So I have no idea. I don't know what they're gonna say. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, don't forget to rate the video, and if you like this content, go ahead and subscribe, and I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.